Okay, guys, I'm back in Houston from a week in New Orleans, actually, visiting my friends Pepe and Doug, who you've seen. Longtime subscribers will recognize them from my video that I did with Doug's install of the MBL 101Es. My friend Doug has been featured multiple times. The 101E install, the Rel 25 install, SMC audio, custom amps like I have from Steve McCormick. He just got a custom preamp. We're going to have a separate video on that in the future. And he also got the MBL surrounds. That is, and some other cool stuff that he bought at the Florida Audio Show. I've got a video updating you guys on Doug. But if you haven't, take a look at that video in the past that I did for especially the MBL 101E install. That's a fun video series. We had a good time. The guys from 3MA came all the way from Houston to help set it up, as they did for the Rel 25. Both of those videos, a lot of fun. And both him and Pepe, who is also in some of those videos, are in a band. And they're hardcore audiophiles, both of them. Pepe is super hardcore, been in it for a long time. And just as much, he's over six figures with his equipment, easy. And he's kind of a hoarder in terms of equipment. You've got Maggies, you've got Focals, you've got Audio Solution speakers alone. And then these single driver open baffle speakers. Zoo Audio, he's collected a ton of stuff. And then his content and sources, reel-to-reel, he's got 3 reel-to-reel machines. He's got DAT, digital audio tape, mini disc, cassette tapes, CDs, DVDs, huge analog collection with some really rare stuff. Unfortunately, the reason I'm going to feature him today is that his room went from being dedicated, built out to specs, everything the way he wanted it, and then he got hit with the hurricane a year ago. And so that was devastating. So you're going to see in this video what turned it from one of the best listening rooms into one of the worst. But what I thought, and him and I combined, he's going to, kind of parlay all of our experience to help rebuild. And he's going to gut that house, 4 walls and slab, and build something all new. And so I thought it was cool to show you a little bit. I'll show you some pictures of before, and now the before in the devastating state, and then we'll do some after when he's finished to show you a whole progression, which will be pretty cool. Okay, guys, I've been in some of the best listening rooms in the world, especially highlighting them recently. Here's one of the worst. Actually, this was actually another one of the best. My friend Pepe, who you've seen in some videos I've done with Doug's install, this is the first time I'm filming his room, but unfortunately, you're seeing the aftermath of the hurricane last year that hit New Orleans, went right over his house and totally destroyed everything in his house. I mean, his house is basically going to keep the 4 walls and the slab and have to be rebuilt. But I'll probably pop up some pictures of how cool this room was at one point. And you can just see how heartbreaking this is because so much gear was here. Audio Solutions, Macintosh. He had 3 tape decks here, Macintosh full thing, Sony ES. He did a lot of vintage gear. He just accumulated a ton of different systems. He had Maggie systems. I'll show you in here. Again, these are hardcore audiophiles I've been featuring. He bought these single driver speakers. Nothing I would be that excited about, but cool to at least get a flavor from. Not too expensive. He'll try a lot of different things. The sub portion of that. He likes to try a little bit of everything. He just had, ironically, only 5 years ago built this out. Similar to mine, both him and Doug added video capability. So he watched Fish concerts. He's a big Fish fan, as you can tell. Same with my friend Doug. And he's got tons of content for Fish. He's got a drawer just of Fish stuff alone in one CD. That's just his Fish stuff, okay? And that's not even counting DVDs and then his YouTube, all the live stuff he does. He's got some Grateful Dead. It's just insane how much of this stuff he's accumulated. He's got all his New Orleans music in one. Again, he likes a lot of the hard media. He has quite a vinyl collection, but I'm going to show you a heartbreaking thing about that in a second. Then he's got his regular CDs all stored alphabetically from other artists. So yeah, he has quite a collection of CDs, LPs. But let me show you one thing that happened. Unfortunately, he had all of his LPs were in theory protected, but what happened was, I'll show you with this one he showed me, when you push them up against the wall, what would happen was this would actually open up a little bit because of the smashing against the wall. I'm trying to simulate it for you here. And so when water was running down the walls, as you can kind of see the water spots, the whole roof got destroyed by the hurricane. These actually ended up accumulating water inside of them. So a lot of his LP collection did not survive, but he's got quite a collection. Oh, and let's not even, I think I didn't open this drawer. Let me show you some things he's got. He's got cassettes and even mini disc. So again, these are audiophiles that not only get a lot of gear, but it's because of the music they enjoy, and they spend their money just as much on music as well. So, it's not about just having fancy gear and playing Fink all the time. He's got quite a collection. He has great artwork as well. Radiators of the Louisiana band. Let me show you the rest of the house. Actually, he's got some rare multi-channel. These are supposedly hard to get now, these living stereo ones. I'm going to take one back because multi-channel in my room is one of my specialties, so I want to hear some of this classical in multi-channel since he can't really use it right now. But let me take a tour of how devastating this storm was to his entire house. And really, I'll be back here once he renovates it and gets it all finished, which probably will be a year from now at least. It's already been a year fighting with insurance companies. Believe it or not, they don't want to max out the policy for all this damage. Insurance companies are such sleazeballs. There's a wasp in here. But I'll just show you a little bit of everything so you can get the before, and then I'll do the after. This room's, he's unlucky audiophile, but both him and Doug went to Bama, so they are hardcore Bama fans, and all of this stuff luckily survived. A little bit of mold here and there, but this room fared the best of pretty much everything. Bedroom wise, just total devastation of water and then mold in this environment. It's just a total catastrophe. Everything has to be redone. And, they're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and add a second floor to the house. But yeah, this house is over a year since the storm. It's still not livable. He's having to live in a rental. People don't understand. We're all prisoners of the moment. News cycle stops covering catastrophes after a week or so. But it's a real thing for the people, especially hurricane damage, flooding. These are major upenders of your life. Everything was just totally damaged. And then I'll show you a little bit more so we get the full before and after. Oh, actually, he's even got more stuff in here. Some of his inventory. Again, he had tons of equipment, some focals that did survive. I think those are the Utopias. He found some, those were actually, had some broken drivers, but he finally found some actual replacements. And then this bathroom was totally destroyed. It's just unbelievable. Just mold. You do not want to go through this. Oh, and unfortunately, he's also the guy I referenced in a recent video on power conditioners who had a whole lightning strike that took out his gear once before as well. So he's had some really bad experiences, unfortunately. And here's his LP collection. These all survived okay. And basically saving. I'll put up some more pictures of real time back in the day when he was taking video of water actually leaking in, and some of the before and after. And of course I'll be back out there here at least when he gets finished at some point, and we'll show you the renovation and how this turned out on his third go round basically, and having to replace all his gear. So thought I'd give you guys a little bit of appreciation for what sometimes can happen to people in catastrophes, and also this will be a good story going forward. So hope you enjoyed, guys. All right, guys, one other thing I wanted to show you, just to show the power of that hurricane that hit here. This is what this used to go into this pipe over. It bent a pipe underground. The wind was so strong to bend it like that. That is just crazy. And just look at this fence, which was, fence was built really strong, and it just knocked that thing over like a bulldozer. We're talking about 140 mile per hour winds. These things were just totally, these had metal ribbings in the back. That's not just a wood fence. Ripped all the tiles off of his roof where most of the damage came from. Just nothing really salvageable. You can kind of see the metal, and these were buried, those are thick pieces of metal buried thick in the ground. Much more secure than a normal wood fence, and it just bent that metal like nothing. Totally crazy. So just to get a full impact, the power of a hurricane, you do not want to be home when that happens. So yeah, this is something you don't see, a crawfish cooker. The crawfish go in here. This little basket will lift up. If the wasp boat takes it out of the boiling water, it funnels them down the lid that funnels them into your ice chest, where you can then serve them. And then you have your oil. Yeah, the wasp decided they're gonna inhabit this for now. But yeah, you won't see these crawfish cookers except in Louisiana or, So I guess we'll play it safe for now, but just wanted to show you guys something you might not see very often. Okay, so this is some of Pepe's stuff that survived. You're not gonna see Sony ES gear. I've never seen it more in any place. He's collecting a lot of it from childhood, and this is when Sony made its mark in the audiophile realm. This was serious gear back in the day, and still is, well, it's highly desired, especially for vintage guys. Tape deck, 10 disc changer. That here, this also has a DAC in it. So and these are serious pieces, and wood, this wasn't a chintzy case. Did you put your new cartridge on there?
No, it's in my hand.
Oh, this is his newest cartridge. No, that's gonna look badass.
All 54, 55.
All of these Sony ES pieces.
Down here and over there too.
More of them. Yeah, so you've got more than like a store had back in the 80s.
Two more over there.
There's Sony ES everywhere. That's cool. These are the Audio Solution speakers you got from 3MA Audio. Those survived. Some Elacs, those are nice. So yeah, some nice gear. Be nice when it's back in its home.